In this video, we will learn about pipe routing basics and the placement of inline components. So I've got my Plan 3D software running and I have a project open. The first thing I want to do is go to my workspace setting and make sure that I've got 3D piping checked. That done. I'm going to expand on my Plan 3D drawings within my project. Over here, I have a folder for equipment and a folder for piping, and within the piping folder got a piping drawing that is currently open. So that's my current drawing, and right now all I have is a steel structure and some equipment. I don't have any piping now, so let's go ahead and add some piping. First, let's look at the part insertion panel, which is on the home tab of the ribbon. Now, the part insertion panel, you can find tools to route pipe. So this is where you will route pipe. You also have something here that can convert line to pipe. You can assign tags to pipe, which comes in handy for the purpose of identifying material associated to a particular run of pipe. Before I connect any piping to the equipment, I will first move away from all of my equipment and come here in my model space. And I'm going to run some piping here just to explain pipe routing in general, and then I will erase all of this practice piping. So going back to our ribbon and to our part insertion panel, here's the route pipe. Now before clicking route pipe, I'm going to pick a size here. So I'm going with let's say 6 inches for my pipe size. And within the spec selector, going with CS 300. Now CS stands for carbon steel and 300 is the pressure class, which is measured in pounds. The higher number can handle higher pressure and temperature. Now I will start my piping here. So I'm going to click on the route pipe tool to start creating some piping somewhere in this space. I'm going to specify my first start point, and you will notice that a compass appears. Now I can rotate the pipe around the tips of this compass. The compass is an on-screen tool which makes it easy for you to route a pipe. You can change the default settings of the compass such as the color, the size, the toggle angle increments by using the options in the compass panel. So again, on the home tab, you have the compass panel where you can change all of the settings. Go ahead and explore the settings in the compass panel. Before I route my pipe, I'm going to make sure that I am in my correct workspace. So I need to be in 3D piping. I've also got my ortho on and I've got my O-snaps on. And I'm going to pick route pipe currently with a 6-inch size pipe, and carbon steel is my spec. So I'm going to create a pipe in this space. So I'm going to click somewhere in the drawing area to specify the start point. You can see the command area says that you need to specify a start point. I'm going to pick this point here. I'm going to move the cursor up to a certain desired length, and then I'm going to specify my next point here, and I'm going to specify another point. You can see that an elbow is automatically placed at every change of direction. You can see the compass is displayed, so you can accurately place pipelines at precise angles. You can press Ctrl plus right click to cycle the compass rotation between the different axes. So if I wanted to rotate the compass, I would press Ctrl and right click at the same time. Notice the change in direction of the compass. So if I wanted to go down, now that the compass direction is changed, I can go down here. So let's say I wanted to go 10 feet here, I would press 10 feet, enter, and let's say I needed to change direction once again, I would press Control and right click, and then let's say we want it to go again 10 feet up in this direction, so I would do 10 feet, press enter, and then I could start going back in the same direction. Again, Control and right click. I'm still in my route pipe command, and I can change the pipe size while routing. So what I'll do is choose the size option from the command prompt, which means I go here at the command prompt, and while it's asking me to specify the next point, I can pick the size option here. So I'm going to type S for size, and it's going to ask the next size that I'm looking for. Currently we have a 6-inch pipe, and let's say I wanted a 4-inch pipe, so I'll come down to my command prompt and I'll type in 4 inches, and what that does is it's going to add a reducer for me, and you can see the reducer as I zoom in here. So the pipe size has gone from 6 inches to 4. On the ribbon, I'm picking a size of 4 inches for my pipe, and the spec is CS300. At this point, you want to make sure to assign a new line. For now, I'm not going to do that, but that's a good practice to assign a line number. Okay, let's begin. I'm going to make sure that my OSNAP is on. So you got your OSNAP on this little flyout. You want to make sure that you got your node checked. You also want midpoint, endpoint, and perpendicular. You can also pick some other snap settings, have them checked if you need to. For now, all I've got is these 4 turned on, and I'm going to start connecting. What I'll do is got a centrifugal pump here. I've got 2 centrifugal pumps here, and I've got heat exchangers. I'm going to pick the first centrifugal pump, that's P001B, and I'm going to use a 4-inch pipe to connect it to the heat exchanger right here. So you want to come here, let's zoom in, let's click route pipe and read the command here. It's asking you to specify your start point. I'm going to pick the node, and when you see node, you want to pick that as your start point. So you see node, you want to click. So I want you to observe the compass, and it's set oriented in the vertical 0 degrees. So you want to maintain that 0 degrees so that you go vertical pump. The next thing I'm going to do is specify a distance. I'm going up for a distance of 6 feet. So using my keyboard, I've got 6 feet entered. I'm going to press enter. And then I'm going to zoom out so we can see this. Now I'm going to control and right click. So control, right click, and I'm going to move to my right in this general direction. I'm not clicking, I'm not specifying a distance. All I'm doing is moving again at 90 degrees. So on the compass, you want to make sure that you are at 90 degrees to the first vertical line. So I'm going to move forward here, and again without clicking anywhere else, I'm going to come to my heat exchanger, and I'm going to pick the node again. So you want to pick that node, and then you can preview it, or you can just say accept, and let's see how it has turned out. So I have successfully placed piping from my centrifugal pump to the node here at the heat exchanger, and that's how you connect piping. Let's see one more run. This time I'm going to connect this vessel to this horizontal tank. So again, I'm going to pick a size. This time I will go with the 6-inch pipe. So click on route pipe, click on the node here, and you can see the compass is oriented in this direction. I'm going to press Control, press the right mouse button, and again you want to go 0 degrees. So of course I got to have my ortho on to restrict my cursor. So I'm going vertical again on the compass. My angle currently is at 90 degrees. I'm going vertically downward. I'm going to give that a distance of 6 feet. I'm going to press enter, then again Control and right click, and I want to move towards my horizontal trunk. So Control, right click, and you want to orient yourself in such a way that you're headed in this general direction. Now I'm going with a distance of 6 feet again in this direction, and for my next point I'm going to come to this tank and pick on the node and hit accept. Now I'm going to add a short distance of pipe between these two vertical segments of the pipe. I want to make sure again here that the dynamic input is checked, so you want to make sure that's done here. Let's start the pipe. So this 4-inch pipe, I'm going to create pipe here. I'm going to pick the midpoint of this vertical segment and I'm going to connect it to the other vertical pipe. I'm going to pick the point that's perpendicular to it, so you want to make sure it's here. And when I pick a gate valve, I'm going to pick something that matches. So we have this gate valve that's a solid wedge, same spec as the piping. I'm going to pick that and I'm going to place it here on the midpoint, and I'm going to click in the front. You can click it the way you want the valve to be oriented. So I'm going to click here in the front, and then anytime you need to move the valve, all you need to do is just move it up and down the line as needed. I'm going to add a globe valve onto this segment of the pipe. So I'm going with a globe valve here and I'm going to pick the midpoint here, and this time you want to again click here. Securing and supporting your pipe systems is essential for safety and durability. If not secured properly, pipe systems risk collapsing, causing damage or injury. Let's go back to our drawing. So now that you've seen a preview of how the supports look like in the real world setting, let's go back to our home tab on the ribbon, and here you have pipe support. So you want to hit the create support tool, and what you want to do is come here and pick shoes, anchors and guides, and over here I'm going to select the clamp shoe slide anchor and I'm going to press OK. And now if you read the command area, it says you need to specify insertion point. So I'm going to pick an insertion point that's nearest to the pipe in this area near the support. Now I'm going to go back to my object snap and I'm going to make sure that I have nearest checked. And now once I've specified that, I'm going to pick the nearest point here, and that adds a support. Now you can move the support along the pipe as needed. Here's how your equipment and piping would look like typically in a real world setting. So you have a centrifugal pump, you have piping, you have a valve here, you have supports. Now let's go back to our drawing where I've added a bunch of piping, I've added some more valves, and here's a look at the support. So we've completed the creation and routing of pipe and the placement of inline components.